because without the recording, there is no recording. Welcome to entrepreneurship, and we are in semester 2 of 2024. So what I meant when I said creating was that I want whatever I discuss, I will be putting it on this document. So if there's one thing that you want to know about me as your lecturer, it's that I like to work on the spot. So which means that when students normally like to make posts, they will what do you call it, chat, like put the chat in the box like you just did, which I don't have a problem with. The only thing is that when I'm in presentation mode, even in fact when I'm on another screen, as a matter of fact, because what I do as a lecturer is that I do not just share one screen. For instance, you can see already there's this screen which is live. Normally when we look at anything online, I normally go to my Google and you can see that. And then I'll also make sure that I activate my screen, because sometimes I like to share videos on YouTube, etc. When we watch those, I need an interactive screen basically. So that means that I would physically have to go to the chat, you see, to see people chatting, and I don't have a problem with that. It's just that sometimes I can't go there. So yeah, if I'm busy talking about something else, I won't be able to see. So yeah, it gets a bit awkward sometimes. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it might happen because it always does happen. So let's say maybe we can start with the fact that I am your lecturer. Let me duplicate the slide, and my name is and I think you guys should know that by now. Yeah, that's, if you don't know, yeah, now you know. And what is it that I look like? Ugh, let me insert a picture. It's gonna be awkward. Insert picture, this device. There's one picture that I normally use for everything. That's why I'm so comfortable to go to the picture. And it's called Photo 2. Yeah. So this is what I look like. Yes. And I'm the lecturer. So yeah, there's nothing really interesting about me except, yeah, I lecture this module. I love entrepreneurship. So maybe I can do stuff like that. Let me insert a text box. And then let me say I love entrepreneurship and marketing. Marketing is one of my favorite topics as well in this business. And then besides what I do, I'm also the head of management studies here at BC, at Varsity College. So it gets a bit awkward because students, last semester, when students had to give me a review, they don't give me a review. I think it's because I'm also my own boss and they feel awkward about telling me that I'm bad as a lecturer. So I don't know, guys. I invite students to please give me feedback, and they don't. So please go ahead and give me feedback. If what I'm doing, doesn't work for you, do let me know. And then one of the things that I normally also like to cover with students is that I like to go to what I will then call the standing orders. So these are just the operating resources that we need. I know standing orders is not the right word to use, but these are the operating resources that we need. And these can be found obviously on your website, right? So, and this is where I like to say with students, click with me, let's go together. You know what I mean? So it's Varsity College. And if you know anything about varsitycollege.co.za, it's that it's your campus, guys. Because you're an online student, you've got nowhere else to go but Varsity College. You see, like with me, I've already made it a bookmark. You know what I mean? So let me write somewhere here, advice of this thing called bookmark VC, Varsity College. And in fact, what I wanted to do was I wanted to copy it from here. Right, there we go. Then it becomes an interactive link that we can use. So if Varsity College is your home, then obviously we know that your VC student intranet, that's like the street. If vc.co.za is the campus, this is the street that you need to live at, right? So the student portal has everything that you need, and the first place that I love to start with the students is the Commerce School of Management Studies, which is your faculty. So here in your faculty, we're going to look at, and we're going to look at, let me see your qualification, right? You guys are doing the Bachelor of Commerce in Entrepreneurship, and what you are is distance students. What we want is the program assessment schedule of 2024 and term 2, because we are in the second semester of 2024. Remember, even in my notes as I was creating them, I did mention here that we are in semester 2 of 2024. So it doesn't matter when you started studying. If you started studying with Varsity College this semester, for instance, we are still in semester 3. It's your semester 1, but everybody, including you, are in semester 2 of 2024. So that's where you would normally check. And then, we see here, we've got our program assessment schedule. All you have to do is just download it. And then if you open it up, then you will see, and I like to open it up in the desktop. The most important dates, these are your assessment dates, hence the program assessment schedule, right? We are busy trying to see when is it that you are due for your assessments. Assessments are your tests or your assignments or your deliverables, basically, right? And the module for which I'm interested is my module, which is ENTR5112. So here we go. We've got ENTR. Let me zoom in some more. It's a little bit faint. Yes, whew, much better. But a little too zoomed now. ENTR5112. This is what we are looking for. Now already you can see that, and maybe I should have not done the whole thing. Let me just put it here just to say, okay, it's this one, right? And then now, the most important thing is we can already see assignment 1 and assignment 2. They are due on the 6th of September and 23rd of October. We are now in July. That means we've got July. It's end of July, so we can't even count July. So it's end of August, that's 1 month, and then September. So that's 1 month and a week or so, you see. Here we are. If we scroll, it's August. Then we say 6 September. It's already showing here. So that's like a month and a few days. So that's not a lot of time. So we are 1 month away from your first assessment. So that is why this program assessment schedule is important, guys. That's where you start in your life. Okay. Then another thing that we like to look at, or I like to look at, back to your student intranet, is the module itself, of course. Student material, IIE student materials, and we are searching for the module ENTR5112. And remember, please, the W, because we are distance students. So I think my internet is a bit slow. Let me press search. Let me see. ENTR. There we go. 2024 module outline. This module outline is what we need and what we use. I've already downloaded mine, and you can already see nicely we've got assignment 1 and assignment 2. So for those that want to go ahead and start with their assignments, go ahead, please. Now, what is nice about these assignments, I have linked our ICE activities to those assignments, and I'll speak more about it when the time comes. But yes, please guys, take my ICE activities so seriously, because they really teach you the basics and in fact the requirements. I literally give you guys the secret in today's class and every class of how you pass this module. So yeah, man, it's really up to you whether or not you heed to the advice or what. So once you've accessed these, then we are good. The other thing that we would need to access is, of course, the class itself on VC Learn, right? If you step in here, you will see that this is entrepreneurship in July, right? And you are all in this class. Now you will see there, I started making announcements and as a matter of fact, trying to get you guys to this class. So please make sure that you guys do keep up. One of the most important places for us is module resources. So here right now, it's still a little bit boring, but you will see as time moves on, I will keep on uploading things that are relevant to us. What is already relevant is the fact that, sorry, I was thinking, I was wondering, am I really like, what do you call it? Unmuted. Because yeah, if you're alone and people are not speaking, sometimes you could be muted. But yeah, at least you answered me in the beginning there. So yeah, it kind of defeats that, or helps me to defeat that. Yeah, so I will keep building as time goes on. Like for instance, if we have assignment 1, I'm gonna add things that pertain to assignment 1, you see. Or if maybe something interesting happens, you know, yeah, like we always do plagiarism, for instance. I'll definitely be putting up, you know, things on plagiarism, because come assignment time, students want to cheat. AI right now is causing problems because students use it to cheat, and then when they get caught, they deny it, and it's a problem because now you cheated. You get what I mean? So yeah, man, as like I said, this one, keep your things on more resources. More important for you guys is that besides the submission link, contact the lecturer. Guys, please, if you have any questions, contact me, okay? I do answer my emails. Yeah, I pride myself in my ability to answer emails, and I also do it timelessly, you know. Yeah, so the best way to get a hold of me really is through email. I'm right here. And then submission links, obviously, for when it's time for you guys to submit. And then let me see what else. Blackboard is where we access our class. Sharp, your grades. I'm not interested in that for me. Learning units, yes. So please make sure that you, every time that we are doing something, a particular learning unit, you, because our students that do not necessarily attend class and you're teaching yourself these concepts, use these learning unit templates that go through the learning outcomes. You will see that every topic is covered in full. It's given examples. It really does explain what everything, you know, is. So whatever learning outcome that you want, learning outcome that you want to cover, you just simply come here. And I mean, if you look at here, they cover 3 of the important ones in learning unit 1, right? The first one being entrepreneurship itself. I think it would be a very good place to start. What is entrepreneurship? And then different entrepreneurial businesses, and then key success factors of entrepreneurship. Key success factors, for instance, are always asked, and you will see when I go through the work, I'm gonna also emphasize it. They always ask this, so I would definitely suggest that you go through that, you know. So yeah, please make sure that the learning units, you know, especially for asynchronous studies, they really can help to guide you. Besides that, in more resources, like I said, you know, like here we've got the link, but soon I'll be starting to upload our live lectures, you see, and maybe the YouTube link to everything. So you would see in my announcements, I had already given you guys a link to the first recording, right? So if you click on that, and I will then upload a link of the playlist itself. So it would carry all the other learning units. So yeah, man, they'll definitely be there. So more resources is literally where everything is. I think that's it for VC Learn, which is so important. Yes, go ahead. Is your hand up? If you need to speak, please speak. Perfect. Haha, got me. Sorry to bother, but will the live lectures be focused on covering new work, or will it be for revision and questions that students have on the work that would need to be covered prior to the class? Okay. So good question, Connor. I like that. So what you will see is that, and because what I want to do is, right, I'm going to be uploading the recordings of the actual lesson. So if you just want to go through the concepts, you can listen to that recording. What I want to use live sessions for is application. Discussion is a little bit of a difficult word because, you know, you can already see out of 20 students, only 2 students are here. Students get tired. I mean, one time if you just the only one in the classroom, then you end up not coming. You know what I mean? So class attendance is not something I can rely on. Hence, discussion is a strong word to use. But what I started doing, and I'm going to implement from the beginning, from the semester, is I'm going to use this time to discuss ICE activities. The reason why I discuss ICE activities is because, like I said, remember I said my ICE activities are so important because they are linked to everything that equips you for the assignment. And if you know what to do for the assignment, you will know what to do for the exam. And some of those things include using this Lear method that I developed together with, you know, Paula Hall. So the class, the live lectures will be on, if let's say nobody is in class, I will discuss the ICE activities. And then what I wanted to do is I'm going to critique the ICE activities of students, right? And maybe you guys can tell me, because you're now in the room, right? Sorry, I'm looking for the slides where I was, ICE activities. So for instance, I wanted to say, if you guys, let's say, for instance, submit an ICE activity, what I thought would be nice is I go through your actual submission, right? I check, and let me maybe make an example, show you guys an actual example so that you guys can actually give me actual, you know, feedback on this. Just give me a second. Let me try and access what I'm talking about. Okay, and it's a little bit on the scary side because of the fact that it's you guys' work. You get what I'm saying? So what I wanted to do is, because you guys are not in the classroom and I need to have conversations with you guys, I want to be able to go through your stuff. So if, let's say, you guys have to submit, you know, what is it? And let me stop sharing again and open another good one, for instance. All right. So this is what would help me. And let me show you guys what I started doing last semester, which I love. I really think it's such a good idea, and it helps, like I say, to answer the question, what will I be talking about in class? Because I'm trying to just get you guys to pass. I'm not trying to do anything else. I'm trying to teach you guys the work, but there's a way in which this must be done, right? So for instance, right, if you look at this, I think it's an ICE activity, right? If I'm not mistaken, or an assignment. Let me check with this one because this one is a better one, right? This is students' work that was submitted, right? So you can already see this one has a cover page, yes, and they've got a, what is it? Contents, table of contents. And it looks good. So you can already see, okay, this is quite good, right? So I want to, if I say to you guys table of contents, because one of the things that I teach in my classes is how to do an automated table of contents. This student, she listened and she created her own automated table of contents, right? Whereas if you look at this student, check here, yes, we've got a cover page, but already on the cover page, we've got question 1, you see. Then the student goes on to answer. Look at this, guys. No paragraphs. What the heck? Where do you expect that marks are going to come here? Who is reading this? So if you do things like this, you see, it makes it difficult. Look at this, guys. Pages and pages and pages. After that, and this is an actual thing from last semester, guys. This is from 2024 semester 1 submissions. And you can see they are CCing, not CCing, what is it called? Referencing the book that you guys are doing. So this is last year's submission, last semester submission, you see. So for me, it's relevant to talk about what is a good submission, what is a bad submission, and more than that, what is a good answer and what is a bad answer. So what I would do is, yes, besides go through the fact that, okay, you know, aesthetically this is what your document is supposed to look like, the font of this, da 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 da, we all get that, that's a one-time thing. But more than anything, it's, for instance, if they ask you a question, and look here, remember I said something about key success factors, that it's always a question that's always coming up. You can already see here in this example, it's talking about that, which just lets you know, if I say something is important, listen. So anyway, we would go through, I normally will read, because she says skills are learned with manual experience in cleaning and auto care. Do you get what I'm saying? So I would go through every sentence and then we really decipher it and talk about what is this person accomplishing? Because that would, every answer that you guys always come up with is connected to the Lear method. And this is a way of answering questions, theory questions. Again, I'm going to teach you guys all about this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what learning live sessions are for. Is it Connor that asked? So my question to you guys is it scary? Is it scary that I'm gonna go through your work like that? Obviously, I'll hide your identity, you know. I won't reveal your identity, but like, what do you think of my method? Please let me know in the chat.
Hi, Jeremy. Sorry, I dialed in a bit late. I got caught up with something else. But I see it's only the three of us in the session. I hope. But anyway, no, I think it's a good idea. You can see the professionalism in the one document, and the other one probably doesn't have much exposure to business. But yeah, I understand that. Just have you done an overview of the requirements to pass this course around scoring for particular what the pass marks are on this and so forth? Because I'm still getting familiarizing myself with like ICE. What is an ICE? What does it stand for? I know I wrote it down here somewhere and I've already forgotten what it means. But have you sort of an overview just around what it's going to take to pass the course?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. I really had omitted that part because when I was showing you guys where to get everything, remember the last thing that I said was that's where you get your module outline and your assignments, right? So thank you so much. Let's actually go through the module outline. I think, yeah, it really will answer a lot of your questions. So you already know where you get the module outline, right? So when to answer part of the question that you have asked is accessing the module outline. So you already now know where to get the module outline, right? And then the second part about having the module outline is reading it. All right, so let's go through it. So here they just introduce you know, the module and how to use the module outline. Obviously, how you use it is you read every page. It's that simple. This module on Learn, that's what I've already covered. The fact that the module exists on VC Learn. Remember, I showed you guys, you know, everything, especially those learning units, you know, that you can go through by yourself. The fact that all communication, etc., is on here. And then they also cover icons used in this document. I'm going to skip that. That would be for your own reading. And then module resources. So module resources, let's Soma go to, right? Module resources, they are here telling us that the textbook that you guys use is Entrepreneurship and African Perspective. And what's nice about that is that you can access it on this link. This is the link that takes you to EBSCOhost. So let's Soma do that. Let me show you guys how to get the textbook. Come on. But now why is it not working from the link in the... Oh my gosh. Please don't tell me they gave us the wrong link in the thing. Okay, let me, yeah, I'll have to, ish. Hurry about that, guys. Let me do this. And guys, can somebody, if somebody has the module outline, can you guys test if the link works on your side? Can you check for me? That's, yeah, that's actually embarrassing. Okay, so if you guys go to EBSCOhost, right? EBSCOhost, you will get it on your VC Learn. Sorry, let me just close some. Let me close it here as well. Close these two because we're done with them. So when you are on the Varsity College website, your student intranet, remember I said that's like the street that everything you find is in. So you will get, we are currently talking about what? The textbook, right? Which is in the library. So you go to eShelf and then EBSCOhost. EBSCOhost is a database, basically. A database is like an online library.
Sorry, Chechu, the link is not working on the module outline.
Yeah, ish. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I've made a note to report it. Thank you so much. Yeah, ish. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry about that. All right. So once you're on EBSCOhost, right, all you have to do is search for the module name. It's entrepreneurship, and it's called An African Perspective. So if you search, so that basically means that this book is free for the, and this is the last semester that we're actually going to use this book. We are upgrading to the latest book, which I'm happy about. So you will see in the third title that appears in EBSCOhost will be Entrepreneurship and African Perspective. All you have to do is click on the PDF and you've got access to the full text. So here is the textbook. Guys, one of the things that I do not do in class is that, and maybe let me just write it here in our in this document. I do not give links or what is it? Classroom duplicate. Then we're gonna take this here. No class notes do not get uploaded on VC Learn. So please don't ask me for class notes. The reason why I do not upload class notes is because students will only read the class notes. So if I ask you about entrepreneurship, you are going to give me that one sentence that's in the notes rather than going inside the textbook. The textbook is the #1 source of your information, please, guys. The textbook is the #1 source of information in assessments. So this is in your ICE tasks, your assignments, and your exams. Okay. All right, so we were looking at the textbook. So here is it that you get your textbook. You can see every chapter, chapter 1, it goes into detail, nicely done. And you've got an option to even download that section, you know. So guys, you've got a free textbook, go ahead and use it, please. My class notes that I will use in our class is that you will see it's literally a copy and paste of this textbook. I'm teaching the textbook, if that makes sense. All right, and then in the module outline, recommended readings. Obviously, you need to read further. For instance, in assignment 1, if I'm not mistaken, you guys have to have 8 additional resources. And oh, here it is. Yeah, so these additional resources you also find at EBSCOhost, the same way that you found, you know, the book on entrepreneurship is the same way that you are gonna find everything else. So here, right, still here on EBSCOhost, if you want to search for, let's say, entrepreneurship definition, right? Because they are asking you for a definition of entrepreneurship. And then here we've already got a source that says, and we've got the full text version of it, entrepreneurship definitions, opportunities, challenges, and future directions. So again, all you have to do is access that document. Guys, this is one of the most underrated things. If there's anything about students, what students like to do is that they like to go on Google, right? And then they would rather search on Google what entrepreneurship is. But what then happens is that you've got a website called Byju's. You know, what the hell is Byju's? You know what I mean? Like, who wrote Byju's? Because every source must have a good name. It must have a year in which it was written, etc. So things like this, I will also again teach you guys in, you know, our live lectures. So yeah, sometimes I digress because, you know, things come up, but yeah, please guys, make sure that you use quality sources for your additional resources. So right, and then let's go back to the table of contents. Then they're gonna module resources, the module purpose. I'm gonna skip that. It's all about entrepreneurship. We are gonna get into, you know, entrepreneurship as a concept, so I don't need to break this down to you guys. Module outcomes as well, these two are what we will be covering in every lesson, right? And then assessments, and I think Jeffrey, is it Jeffrey? Oh, Jeremiah, yeah, I already forgot your name, sorry about that. What is it?
Jeremy.
All wrong. Thanks, Jeremy. So your question was more about the assessments, right? And then the module pacer I'll also go through. And then so if we go to assessments, and this is where you wanted your stuff, Jeremy. Again, remember with us, we are distance, which means we look at the W, right? And you will see here that for assignment 1 is out of 25%, and I've already gone through the date. It was what, the 6th of September, in a month from now. And then assignment 2 is out of 30%, and look at it, the exam 35. So do you see, these assessments are equally important, right? And then what is also required is that you need to spend about 10 hours on one assignment in order for you to do a good job. If it takes you 2 hours to do an assignment, obviously it probably means you've got a sentence for every answer. So the question is, will you get your marks or not? So the point is, do put in time when you do your assignments. And then which learnings will be covered for that? It will be learning unit 1 to 4. And then, I was actually working on something interesting for you guys, your semester planner, right? And maybe I can just show you a glimpse of that. I will also upload it on VC Learn. So, you know, when we talk about what is due, remember I was talking about the fact that in your assessments, and let me go back to the module outline, learning unit 1 to 4 for assignment 1, and then learning unit 5 to learning unit 7, theme 1 for assignment 2. What then the semester planner will help us with is showing us exactly by what, when must, you know, when what must be done. So you already see here ICE activity 1, and you guys have already got the notification for that. It's due on the 5th of August. And then one of the other things that you please do need to take note of is that ICE activities, and let me put that here, please. This is going to be random, but it's going to help. It's going to help. So ICE activities, right, are marked or are let's say introduced sequentially. And I don't know what the right word is escaping me now, but every ICE task will be due at a certain time because it will help us to build on the next conversation. And it's not just, you know, about how to answer the exam question or the question for the exam, but also how to answer, how to discussing it in general and making sure that you guys understand it. You know, so yeah, every ICE task, if you submit your ICE task late, late ICE activity equals no feedback. So that means I will not be able to tell you, you know, did you answer your question correctly? Will this help you in your assignment, etc., etc. That's just basically how ICE task works. Yeah, the word is that they are developmental, and yeah, that's just the way they are structured. Okay, so back to the module outline, and I was saying, like, I will upload this this semester planner for you guys. You will see here tonight, it's the 29th of July, and we are supposed to cover learning unit 1 as well. So yeah, doubt whether we will have time for this. And in any case, I liked the fact that I think it was more valuable for us to discuss this. So what I will do is, because ICE task is due on the 5th of August, what I will then do is for this week, I will cover the ICE task activity. So I will get, you know, your scripts, and then we will already start to go through what your answers look like, etc., etc. And then, yeah, so this class is actually going in a direction I didn't expect, but I appreciate that as well. Jeremy, do you have any other questions with regards to what is required? Is there anything I didn't discuss for you?
No, it's fine. I think I just like the fact that you, the kind of problem that you just pick up links that don't work. Yeah, and I think I've picked up, you know, quite a few issues, and you never know if it's my system that's not set up correctly to access those links, or if it's just faults on your IT system.
Okay, which other links are you not accessing?
No, it's just for different subjects and for different things. There's quite a few. Like I said, I'm completely new to Varsity College and the way you work.
Yeah.
You know, the tools you use and how you use it. Example, you've got the whole Microsoft suite of tools, including Microsoft Teams for meetings, everything, cloud-based data, you know, storage, and you never use any of those. So, but anyway, I'm just learning as I'm going along.
Yeah.
It looks
okay.
like you
you know what I will say to you. my advice to you is come to this website, come to the VC intranet, live here, bruh. Every day, come here. This is your campus, remember. And it's like any building or any system. It's like if you buy a new phone, you don't necessarily know what to press, where to go, etc., what it does, right? But if you continue to click around, you will figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So just be well versed here. Make sure every day you come here and just click, bruh. Clicking is not gonna send you. No, let's look at this control. I don't know what control is. I've never used it. But if you click on what this control is, it's gonna open up and let you know. Control skin, women's health, men's health, sexual health. Okay, interesting stuff. Healthcare. So they're talking about health here.
Yeah.
Our services, skin care.
Yeah, the problem is that we don't really have the time to play around with all these things, and especially things that lead you down a useless information track.
When did you register for? When did you join VC?
Now in June, I only started now. So.
Did you not get a faculty email with a link that shows you where to access everything?
Have you tried accessing that information and going through all the data that's available there? It's just there's just too much information, and a lot of what you're saying is if you just had access the way you're doing it, it's very simple. There's just too much information.
There's an email that I sent to the students. Ish, bro. Okay, let's chat you and I after this, okay?
Sure.
Because now it's becoming more about you. So let me just finish here, and then we'll try and help you with some issues, ne?
Sure.
All right. So let me close this. So you guys got it. Entrepreneurship, where to get other resources as well. We were still discussing, this, the assignment and what is required. But again, with assignment 1, you will know further when we do discuss the assignment. But again, remember this, guys, is already available for you guys on the student intranet. So you can already access it for those of you that really, want to work ahead of time, etc., and need your ducks in a row. And then one thing I need to also cover is, because I'm not going to go through learning unit 1, and you guys will probably go and I've already seen that some of you guys have already watched the recording, which is awesome. You guys go through it in your textbook, please, and then you're going to have to answer some questions. So let's maybe then discuss this ICE activity 1, because that's what we were supposed to discuss in today's class, right? After you've gone through, learning unit 1, complete the following ICE activity. And Jeremy, also to make things easy for you, ICE activities, or not to make things easy for you, to explain what ICE activities are, because you did mention, you're still getting used to what everything is, etc. ICE activities are just little chunks of assignments, if that makes sense. It's some teachers, and you see some lecturers, they will have auto-graded ICE tasks. That's 5 or 10 multiple choice questions that you have to answer. For me, I really feel like to ask you guys multiple choice questions, as much as it would be easier on you guys, it will not help you to learn what I need you guys to learn. And what I need you guys to learn is how to answer the questions for the assignment and the exam. So you will see every ICE activity is literally related to what will be asked in the assignments, right, and exams. So this question is about entrepreneurship and a small business, and I'll see what I do, but please guys go through the recording, because you need to know what the difference is, right? And then in answering this question, I say provide a definition for the following: a definition of entrepreneurship, and then you need to give an academic reference for that, and a definition of a small business. And maybe what I should do with this, I should actually say an entrepreneurial venture and a small business. Yeah, the definition of an entrepreneurial venture. Yeah, I'll upload this again. And a definition of an entrepreneurial venture versus a small business, because that's the difference between, because remember this module is called entrepreneurship. And in this book and in chapter 1, what we learn is the fact that entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial ventures versus small businesses is that we could both open up a KFC, right? I have my own KFC, you've got your own KFC shop, right? But then after one KFC, maybe yours is in Menlyn Mall or Mall of Africa or something like that, and you make enough money, you got a nice house, you can feed your family, you're good, you know what I mean? So then you're just like, you know what, this is enough for me. Whereas me, for instance, maybe mine is located at Johannesburg CBD, and yes, I'm making a lot of money, but I'm just like, you know what, this is not enough, I want more. And that's what's the difference between an entrepreneurial venture and a small business. A small business, you open it up, it doesn't matter how big, you open it up and it could be as successful as, like I'm making an example, a KFC. But once you get comfortable and say, I'm done growing and I'm just going to maintain, then you're a small business versus an entrepreneurial venture which continues to grow. So after you've provided those definitions, you will need to provide an example of a real life entrepreneur versus a real life example of a small business manager, right? And then you will also explain why, you know, provide an example of each and justify your answer as to why you say, you know, who's your real life example, entrepreneur and small business manager. And then you will also then answer the following two questions that say, what are the commonalities and the differences? So the two examples that entrepreneurship and small businesses have in common, and then provide two examples where entrepreneurship and small businesses differ. So what I'm not telling you in the way in which I'm asking these questions is that I am teaching you guys how to answer questions according to the Lear method. So this Lear method, like I said, it's a way of answering theory questions. And guys, please feel free to adopt it for every theory module that you have. Every time you get asked a question, like this could be in a module such as business management, you know, when you answer a question, you can use these principles. Number one, you would list the theory in your prescribed textbook. So for instance, they are saying, you know, what is an entrepreneur? Obviously, you're just going to say an entrepreneur. And then the next thing is that you need to explain the theory in your own words. So now what this ICE task is asking you to do is that it's already saying entrepreneurial venture in a small business. So you don't really need to list it in here because it's kind of already broken down. But then we built by saying you must provide an example, right? Then the third step in this Lear method is that you have to explain the theory in your own words. Sorry. That's where you explain what the entrepreneur does. Sorry for that. That's dismiss. This is where you explain what it does. Then you need to justify the answer and give an example, because in your studies, guys, and if there's one thing that you need to know and always remember is that assignments equals an exhibition of your knowledge. It's not enough that you know it in your head. You need to write it out like the person that you are talking to does not know the concept. So when you tell me about something, don't speak to me like I'm your lecturer and I know what you're talking about. Speak to me like I don't know anything about the module. And that is why when you exhibit your answer, right, you will not only list it, but you will explain it, and you will explain it in your own words. Then you will go on to build on your answer by providing an example. Because by the time you give me an example, now I really know that you understand what it is. So if, let's say, for instance, the word is entrepreneurship, right? List the theory. Yes, the listing is the word entrepreneurship. Explaining the theory in your own words. An entrepreneur or entrepreneurship is when somebody starts a business and pursues an opportunity in order to meet unmet needs, right? I would have gotten my answer from a textbook, but because I'm putting it in my own words, then all I would need to do is then reference the source. right? Then provide an example. An example of an entrepreneurship is, for instance, when Richard Branson first started his first company, right? And then provide an additional resource in the form of another definition. Remember, I already showed you guys with regards to the eShelf, you could get other sources from EBSCOhost. Guys, it needs to be, let's say, and here's another one, additional resources need to be academic. So in other words, I already showed you guys, please do not go to your website and say, what is entrepreneurship? Because it's just going to give you bad quality sources, okay? But again, I will talk more about this as time goes on. I cannot right now tell you guys what is a good source, but the first thing I can tell you guys is if you find it in EBSCOhost, it's a good source. So get your sources from EBSCOhost. Another one that I'm maybe not supposed to advertise because I work for Varsity College and we use EBSCOhost at Varsity College. However, another easy one that you can use is Google Scholar, guys. Google Scholar is basically the better version of Google, because here if we say what is entrepreneurship, right, here you will see they've got books, they've got articles that can give you and let's say definition, because we're looking for the entrepreneurship definition. What are we talking about when we talk about entrepreneurship? Here's Gardner, who wrote this in 1990. So remember also another thing about your sources is that they mustn't be old, no older than 5 years. So maybe I would say since 2020. Understanding the definition of entrepreneurship, you know that Diandra and Azmi, they're going to give you the definition of entrepreneurship. You just then need to access that document and you are done, right? Look for what they say entrepreneurship is all about, blah, 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 blah. So that's how you get these additional sources. Okay, and then where were we? I was... what else? All right, I can't remember what else. Oh, we were busy with the Lear method. So the last thing that you will do is then, like I said, provide an additional resource. So if it's not another definition, you can maybe provide a real life example. For instance, you know, if let's say in an assignment, remember they'll normally give you a case study. If let's say the case study is about, you know, checkers, you could then say, you know what, another example would be using Woolworths. What happened to Woolworths is blah, 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 blah. So you're also showing us that you know more, because you will see in your assignments, guys, and let me quickly show you one quick assignment. Sorry. I don't have an assignment downloaded. Why not? I think I downloaded them, but then I didn't. All right, let's go back to the module material. I just want to show you guys the rubric. I think that might be all for tonight, because I will be out of my time. So, download. And even this Lear method, I will also upload it for you guys in more resources. Okay, so if we look at this assignment, right, and we will go through, obviously this is not going to be the day that we go through this assignment. What I want to show you is that what is important in every assignment is they have what they call a marking rubric. So when I give you guys marks in your assignment, when I designed this Lear method, right, this Lear method puts you in the score of those who exceed. Let me go, where's the assignment? Who exceed the required standard, right? So if we look at this one, for instance, this would be in the assignment, they ask you to analyze the type of entrepreneurial venture and which functional areas enable the individual to deal with external factors, right? Here they say things like the concise and engaging introduction. You see, then they say, ooh, let me make it green because the yellow is too much for me. All right. Then they see features highly relevant background information to contextualize the report, right? And then they say the student explained in a clear and concise, well-structured manner, the type of entrepreneurial venture and functional areas. So if you talk about things like clear and concise, well-structured manner, the type of entrepreneurial venture, we're talking about the fact that if you use the Lear method, it comes in certain steps, and these steps build on exactly that. You will have explained, and the person will see, the person marking will see, oh, you're explaining what entrepreneurship is. And remember, that would be one paragraph. Then you will say, oh, here's the example. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's in sentences. So depending on how much information you're giving, then the person will also see, oh, you're giving me an additional resource. So then when I read what the requirements of a person who succeeds is, it will resonate with me on that level. And that means for a question out of 25, you will get between 20 and 25, depending on your excellence levels. But if all you do is just, explain and meet the requirements, sometimes you might find yourself in this bracket. But if you do not meet the required standard, you will definitely fail. And I mean, out of 25, 12 marks already is a fail, So the minimum that you want to do is meet. But I encourage students to really go to exceed the required standard, because once you start operating on this level, you will definitely know what entrepreneurship is. And because you guys are working students, you're not only working, but you're not only studying, but you're also working. This degree, you will be able to go back to your workplace and make a difference. I don't want you guys to get a degree, but people still can't tell. But what's the difference? You were dumb before you got it. You are still dumb. Come on. So whereas if you know these things and you now start to implement them, I mean, take marketing, for instance, as a module that you guys do. It teaches you so much. So if you're working in that industry, there's no way that you can't know about it, because we will have studied about it. But anyway, guys, I think that's all that I've got for today. I have exceeded my time by 2 minutes. If anybody still has questions, you're welcome to ask your questions. Jeremy, I think it was you that I suggested maybe that you stay behind and then I help you with something. There's a link that I'm going to send you, and maybe let me just send that to you now. There's an email that I sent to students, right? And I know you say you get a lot of information, but please do yourself a favor and check your emails, your VC emails. I, as the head of management studies, remember I said in the beginning, maybe I don't know if you missed that part, not only am I a lecturer, but I'm also the head of management studies at Varsity College. It means that I take care of students, and funny enough, you students are the ones that I actually take care of, right? The School of Management students who do particular qualifications. So in my emails to you, I had sent you a link. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you that link now. This video, if you watch it, which one is it? If you watch this link, it's going to take you to everything that you need. Okay, so let me just get it to you. This VC online student, where do I start? This is like your life. So if you find emails, and yeah, but yeah, maybe I also need to do a better job of
I think it would have been just simpler if somebody just says that, just use your browser instead of sending emails saying we've got this cool Blackboard app that doesn't work. Go through all of this information, and it's really just straightforward. Do everything within a browser. All this Microsoft tools that you have access to that you don't use, just get yourself.
Thanks, Connor. Sorry, Jeremy. Yeah. Thanks, Connor. If you need to go, adios. And yeah, thanks for joining in. All right, let me stop recording, Jeremy, because now we start talking about your stuff now. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Bye.